Okay, so I'm doing this recording now, this new moon in Virgo forecast for October 8th. This new moon will happen in Virgo, and as we can see here on the chart, this is for October the 8th. Advance the hours here. So we step forward, we can see that, oh, wait a minute, put it up here on the big chart. Okay, so you can see this is October the 8th at 2 o'clock. That's New York time. We step forward. We see that the new moon happens, at about 10 o'clock tonight, October 8th. That's in the East Coast time zone. So this will be a 30-day cycle of Virgo energy, okay? So I've already done a class for the members. I'm just going to put the link in here where you can see how this will impact your sign if you want at the Astrology Training Lab. But it's basically that we have this 30 days of organizing the details, managing and arranging our kingdom in the most efficient manner, in the best way. That's what Virgo is about. Virgo comes after Leo, and there is, Leo is the sign of the kingdom, of the power, the centralized power around which everything revolves. And then, of course, after that, we need to organize that power, organize that kingdom in the most efficient and effective way. And that is what Virgo is about, managing all those details and all of those, all of the different tasks that need to be done. If you're going to have a powerful kingdom, then you can't go it alone. Those who really build something of power in their life that benefits others and whatnot, they're also good, at delegating, legislating, organizing. And those are the qualities of Virgo. And Virgo has 3 nakshatras. Again, just to be very clear, regardless of what you hear, Rashis and nakshatras are totally aligned. They always have been. Very clear directions in all the Vedic astrology texts. Ashwini and Aries at the head of the ram. This is how the zodiac is laid out. Okay? Of course, you don't have to then be explicit and say, Virgo is made up of 2 1/4 nakshatras. It's already implicit. It's logical and sensible because it's the same section of sky, right? So Virgo has those 2 1/4 nakshatras like every sign. And the first one is Uttar Falguni, which takes, again, that power of Leo and starts to set up contracts and agreements. Then there's Hasta, which takes that organization and those agreements from Uttar Falguni and brings the tangible results. That's what Hasta is about. It's literally means the hand, and it's related to the hand that grasps and grabs, and also the hand that clutches and hangs on to things, but also the hands that are very dexterous, right? They can allow you to pick things up and move things and take them out and do stuff. It allows us to manipulate and organize our environment. So again, who wouldn't see very clearly, sensibly, and simply how Hasta and the details of the fingers and all that, which means the hand, is a quality of Virgo, which is about organizing all the details rather than Libra, which, again, if you disconnect the 2 zodiacs, then it's Libra, and in 500 years from now, Hasta will be in Scorpio. So again, at some point, it just starts to be just not make any sense. But of course, they're aligned. It's the same section of sky. So this Hasta, this new moon in Hasta is, really a time for us to, again, organize, manage, and bring what's intangible, in our mind, bring it into tangible form. Right? So that tangible form is what's symbolized by the Hasta energy. Again, something tangible that we can hold on to, we can put in our hands, right? And the intangible is something that you just imagine. You know, people say that magic doesn't exist. Magic is everywhere. The universe is purely magical, meaning it's you, as a person, as a human being, you can just you always imagine something before it happens. You might not know this, but think about it. Everything that you've ever accomplished in your life, and I don't mean simple things like, you know, eating food and then going to the bathroom. That's what an animal does. But I mean things that you've accomplished. It started as a thought. It started as an idea, and then you imagined the result. And then based on just purely some imagination, purely some theory or some idea, you took action. In fact, you never take action unless you imagine something first, right? And this is truly magic in action. Now, what does this have to do with Hasta and Virgo? Well, again, you can also see that Virgo is opposite Jupiter, which is where we imagine a life that's better, something bigger, something beyond, something more than I have. That's what Jupiter is about, right? But if we just stay in this world of imagination, then it's just kind of fantasy spinning all over the place. This is where Jupiter can be difficult. Again, if you've never heard me talk about the gunas in this way, this is one of the difficulties of the sattvic guna, is we can just imagine something, but we need the tangible structure of the tamasic guna. Virgo is a tamasic sign, to actually get in there and then take that thing that we imagine and bring it into a tangible form, right? The tangible form, which literally is then symbolized by the hand, which is the thing we can put our hands on. Again, one of the things about Vedic symbology is it's very literal. Hands, it's a symbol of our karma. It's something we can put our hands on, and then we can manipulate and we can move it around and we can do something with it. I mean, just even look at your fingers. What's your hand? That's very Mercury, this sort of duality, this sort of dualistic nature. So Hasta Nakshatra shows this capacity and this ability to manipulate your environment, to take what's just magical thinking in your mind and bring it into a tangible, concrete form, right? So this will be very important for the next 30 days. What is it that you really imagine that you want to bring into a tangible form? What is it? What is that tangible structure that you imagine? You know, that tangible structure that you imagine is going to be very important now, because again, it's the great opportunity, but also the missed opportunity. Again, people should understand, when you listen to astrological prognostications, and astrologers like me should be very clear that it's not just something where I'm not making a prediction that you're going to do that. I'm saying, though, this is going to be a theme and an issue. And if you don't do it, then you're going to be aware of the things that you've not manifested. You'll be aware of the things that you haven't been able to bring into form. So that's the Hasta virtue or vice. That's the benefit and the difficulty of Hasta. Is this ability to bring what you imagine into a concrete form. And then it's also the nature of those forms to create a lot of attachment. Again, the hand is also the symbol of attachment. Look at the goddess Kali. The goddess Kali wears a skirt of arms. Of course, hanging on the end of the arms are the hands, where we clutch and grab a hold of things and get a lot of attachment. So that those attachments are also a big part of Hasta Nakshatra. But the symbol is actually an open hand. It's actually an open hand, not a closed hand, or not a fist, not a white knuckle grip like, okay, I have this, it's mine, I have it, I'm going to hold on to it. No, it's the open hand. And of course, that hand can be saying mantras, that hand can be grabbing a hold of things, that hand can be, caressing, and it can be very gentle, or it can be very manipulative. So these are big qualities of Virgo, and of Hasta Nakshatra especially. Now the mantra is a very important mantra for Hasta Nakshatra. It's the Gayatri mantra, which is Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayad. Right? It's a mantra to Savitur, who is the deity of Hasta, and it's a great mantra for manifestation and health and wealth in the world. So this is a great nakshatra for wealth, for for manifestation, bringing together things, again, that you want to live a happy life. This section of the zodiac in general, from Leo to Scorpio, is a section of the zodiac that's related to the tangible world, because you have these two fixed signs, Leo and Scorpio, which is that fixed section of the zodiac where we want to live a solid, happy life, where we have enough money, we have enough food, and we have a stable life on earth so we can explore and pursue spirituality. That's the last section of the zodiac, from Sagittarius to Pisces. But this section is very much about having a good family, enough money, surrounded by happiness, with people around us, and joy and beauty, so we can finish our karmas on earth and then transcend toward the higher dimensions. Okay? So within the backdrop of that, we have Venus that just turned retrograde. I just did a video about that. You want to look at that Venus retrograde video that I just did. And again, this will be a sort of a quick video, because I'm also going to be doing one on Jupiter moving into Scorpio, probably tomorrow or the next day. But I wanted to do this new moon update, and also, again, let people know that if you want to see how this will affect your sign, you can go to the Astrology Training Lab and see, because I just did this new moon forecast for all 12 signs. Because again, if you're a Scorpio person, this is going to happen in your 11th house, which means this whole quality of Virgo manifestation and skill is related for you as a Scorpio to the 11th house, which is your higher, relationship with your tribe and bringing those skills into the tribe, into the world in that way. If you're Leo, it's your second house, which has to do with your values, your self-expression, being more accurate with the words you say and all that. If you're Taurus, it's your fifth house, which has to do with creativity. So again, based on your rising sign, this 30-day cycle is going to impact you in a different way. And as I've said many times, these are the cycles that determine our life, whether we know it or not. These are the cycles that we're moving through every 2 weeks. Every month we have a new lunar cycle that starts on the new moon, and then at the halfway point we have a full moon that helps to balance and harmonize that cycle. Full moons and new moons are the 2 weeks, the 2-week cycles that we're always working on. And then also within that, every day we have these daily cycles that we're also working on. And for those who are interested, again, I'll just show you quick screenshot from the, I'll just pull it up here real quick, from the member site, from the Astrology Training Lab, where I just did the video recording. You can see this is the, these are the daily forecasts. This is a daily forecast right here. Just did it for October the 8th today. In fact, there are 2 of them now, 2 forecasts. One is an overview from me, and then one is a long, detailed daily breakdown from my student Jeff Poole, who has been doing fantastic work, just finished his book. And again, so every day you would get these forecasts, and you can see there's a lot of detailed description every day based on the forecast of the, the ruler of the day, the ruler of the sign, the nakshatra, the tithi. So this is what you would get if you're interested in knowing how this will affect your sign. You get the forecast. Again, this is the video that I just did on the full moon on this new moon in Virgo. I just did it right here, and it's broken out for every sign, for Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, how this new moon in Virgo will affect you based on your sign. And then you also get every single day, you get 2 forecasts, a very detailed one from Jeff Poole and then an overview from me. So again, you could try it for only 50 cents, see if you like it. So that's also there. Again, I just did a video on Venus retrograde, which is extremely important now socially. And with Jupiter about to change and move from Libra into Scorpio, that's also really big now. And you can look for a video in a couple days on that subject. So beyond that, I wanted to just check in, make sure that I had you all set for this, for this new moon in Virgo, because again, these new moons are extremely important. It shows the it shows the cycles that we're all living. Like every 2 weeks, we're all shifting through these different lunation cycles, and they all fall relative to our own sign. They fall in a different place that puts a very strong emphasis on it. So again, the link one more time if you're interested. And go back and look at the Venus retrograde video I just did, because it really shows a lot on the relationships. I also just did a video on Saraswati Yoga, which is this Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter in the sky that are joined now for the next couple days. And then also look for a video on Jupiter moving into Scorpio. Very important. That's going to be shaping events for the next year or so. All right. So besides that, I appreciate everyone coming, and will